Paris is on the boil after a teenager was killed by the police who tried to stop him for traffic violations. The incident has sparked a nationwide uproar and at least 150 people have been arrested as violence continues. Convening an emergency meeting, the French president has urged for calm, and for the second consecutive day, clashes have erupted between the police and protesters. Cars and bins were torched in parts of Paris as protesters launched fireworks at the riot police and fired flashball projectiles. Apart from the Paris suburb of Nanterre, clashes were also witnessed in the northern city of Lille and Toulouse in the southwestern region. Following the deadly violence, the French prosecutors have said that the police officer who opened fire at the teenager will be investigated for voluntary homicide, adding that it was found that the legal use of the weapon was not met. He said that the two police officers on motorbikes attempted to stop a car traveling at a speed in a bus lane before firing on the vehicle.
Ils précisent dans le cadre de leurs auditions avoir tous deux sorti leurs armes et les avoir pointées sur le conducteur pour le dissuader de redémarrer en lui demandant de couper le contact. Au moment où le véhicule a redémarré, le policier situé près de l'aile du véhicule a tiré une fois sur le conducteur. Le véhicule a poursuivi sa route, passage Arago, avant de s'encastrer dans un élément de mobilier urbain, place Nelson Mandela, à 8h19.
Following the second night of violence over the teenager's death, the French President Emmanuel Macron held a special security meeting at the Interior Ministry in Paris. He condemned acts of violence by mobs which targeted police stations, schools and city halls. Taking stock of the situation, the French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne was seen visiting the Paris suburb where the town hall was set on fire during the violence that erupted after the death of the 17-year-old teenager. Meanwhile, the French Interior Minister has announced that 40,000 police officers and paramilitary personnel will be deployed across France to tackle the riots.
Ce soir, il y aura beaucoup plus de policiers et de gendarmes présents. Cela a été arbitré à la réunion que vous avez vue ce matin, puisqu'hier il y avait 9000 policiers et gendarmes mobilisés, dont 2000 sur la plaque parisienne. J'ai décidé qu'il y ait 40 000 policiers et gendarmes ce soir et cette nuit mobilisés, dont 5000 en plaque parisienne, et des moyens techniques et technologiques importants pour lutter évidemment contre ces émeutes, pour procéder à des interpellations et surtout pour rétablir l'ordre républicain qu'attendent légitimement les Français.
Right, so clearly the situation on the ground not extremely good. Paris has been on the edge after the teenager was killed, and the riot police have clashed with protesters for a second day running in France. Several cities are affected, not just Paris, but also cities like Toulouse in the southwestern region as well. The police have said that they blame the shooting on the officer and said it's not the collective responsibility of the police force, but accountability will be met as well. Ross Cullen is joining us live from Paris with the very latest on this. And Ross, what exactly is the French government as well as the police force doing to assuage concerns, and what's the situation on the ground?
Well, to address the concerns, the French Interior Minister has said that there will be 40,000 more police officers on standby this evening, this Thursday evening into Friday morning, to try to control the crowds, to try to deal with the violence that we have seen now for 2 consecutive evenings. Extraordinary scenes of fireworks being let off, city halls being burnt, schools being torched, trams and cars being set alight, and rioting on the streets, with 150 people arrested on Wednesday evening. Here in France, across the country, not just here in the French capital, but in other big cities as well, like Bordeaux, Toulouse, Lyon and Lille. We've also had an emergency meeting this morning, French time, Emmanuel Macron hosting an emergency crisis reunion of his ministers, saying that the violence that is unjustifiable, it's intolerable, the violence that's been taking place. That was the opinion of the French government this morning, but Emmanuel Macron also saying that the killing of a young person is something for which there is no excuse. And we did also get condemnation of the shooting from Elisabeth Borne, the French Prime Minister. So there has been a reaction from the French government to this ongoing issue.
Right, Ross, thanks very much indeed for joining us for the very latest on what's happening on the ground and what the government has said it will be doing as the course of action. Thanks for that.